Welcome back, beautiful souls. So this is the cry-on video that I said I would make, piggybacking from the video right before this about the wart on my hand and the biology of belief and how your belief is really everything. Your life is a reflection of your beliefs. And that's why sometimes when you start in learning about, say, the law of attraction, you start wanting to make changes in your life and you start doing affirmations. I was a huge affirmation person. I remember when I first read You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. I mean, I just literally chanted and recited affirmations all day long. Listened to it at night on a tape, cassette player, just going over and over again. But what I learned is through some of my, teachings through Bruce Lipton and some of the other amazing authors I've learned from is that, affirmations only go so far, because if it's not changed on a subconscious level, you're just going to continue to live your life by your subconscious programming, by your habits. And that's so true. That's why, you could say something like, I am just give an example, okay, I love and approve of myself. But if something deep down has not been dealt with and you still have this deep-seated trauma or wound that's still there, that's really what's running your life, not you saying lip service, I love and approve myself, because as soon as you say it out loud, if it's resonating with you or not, because there's something inside that's like, not really true, right? It's so subtle, but it's there. And so that's why affirmations don't work. That's why we need to do the deep-seated healing process and the releasing those wounds and traumas. So I think affirmations play an important role and can be a tool, but the affirmations aren't going to heal your life. So, where was I? Okay, so going back to cry-on, I don't know how I just got off on that tangent, but so I stumbled across this video, and if those of you who are not familiar with cry-on, he is a light, he calls himself a magnetic force, energy, light. He is channeled by Lee Carroll, and one of my good friends introduced me to him about 10 years ago, and I like to listen to him. And crying has never been in a human form, so when he gives these messages, it's like, brings you straight up to the higher truth, the high realities, whereas when you hear things from me, I'm in a human form, right? Obviously. And I've been in many human forms here, and I've been on Gaia for what I believe is thousands of lifetimes. And I'm really connected to humanity and to the collective and to Gaia. And so, in a way, that might be a great way to be a spiritual teacher, because I'm more relatable. Right? So say I was never in this human form and I'm just speaking from this higher truth, which is what cry-on does. And that's great too. But so where I'm coming from is I am this rooted human, and I came into this lifetime to be the human archetype. I've been many other things, a lot of them I'm aware of. And it's interesting because when I first learned that I came to be a human, it sounds weird. I'm sure it sounds weird to some of you, but this was just a few years ago, maybe I think in 2019, where it's my guides came through and they were like, you came here to be human. Stop being in your fantasy, because I can go off, part of the Pisces dreamers to go off into that fantasy realm. I love that stuff. Imagining You know, I was a sea maiden or a mermaid in one of my lifetimes, and I love many lifetimes, and I love that. Like, I could just be going off into that energy of that time stream and just be there. But they had to like bring me back, and it's like, okay, wake up. You're not a dragon, you're not a mermaid, you're not any of this other stuff. Okay, you are human. That's why you came. To be the rooted human with unity consciousness. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be human. So, and I'm gonna go off on one more little tangent because I had a major shift in perspective about being human. I just, you know, I thought, that's it, I'm gonna just be human, like, wow, big deal. But just recently, like over this last year, I had this like major, the last couple of years, like this epiphany, like human beings are like freaking amazing. And there is a petal in my second sunflower, and it's called Badass Humans, because I had this epiphany, like, okay, first of all, we all volunteered to come down to the earth at this time. And in order to be here on the earth at this amazing shift of the guards, of this amazing time in ascension, like we're going through this amazing birth, like Gaia is giving birth to a whole new world, a whole new earth, and we're each individually giving birth to a whole new being. We're birthing ourselves into this divine, spiritual, divine human being. And it's just such an honor to be part of this. But the thing is, we've all forgotten, because that's part of the trip of being human. It's like, okay, you can come down to the planet, but we're gonna put this veil over you and you're gonna forget. And yeah, so like we volunteered, they were like, okay, we need like so many humans, so many souls to come down onto the planet Earth during this time, during this shift, this age of Aquarius. And who's gonna go? But the souls that are gonna go, they have had to have already mastered what they're going to bring to humanity and to the planet at this time, because there is no time to relearn a new trait or relearn something to share. If you're going to go down there, you got to be a master of what you're going to offer already. And so knowing that, it's like, wow, that's like totally a shift in your perspective, right? Your belief. It's like, you already know. That's why my guides would always tell me, you don't need to go to school or learn anything new, Soulfire. Everything you are going to share and give to the world, you already have within you. And I'd be like, I was not confident at the time. No, I didn't have that sense of self-worth yet, or that confidence. And I'd be like, really? Like what? Like, what is it? Like, what am I gonna do? You know? And they would say this to me over and over again. I really didn't believe them. I'm like, are you sure? Because I think I need to go and learn this and learn that, and I got to learn this. And I was always learning something constantly. And it was like, Soulfire, everything you need is already within you. Your school is within. And it took me so many years of hearing that to finally have the confidence to say, okay, I believe you, and I'm gonna pull it out. And so I'm going off on a gazillion tangents right now, so just bear with me. So if you're listening to this and maybe you're kind of lost in your like purpose, or you're not too sure, or you have so many ways and you don't know which way to focus on, whatever brings you the most satisfaction and joy is your purpose. And that's all I can, guide you at this time to share with you. And it's all, you already have it within. Okay, those are my 2 messages for that. And going back to being that badass human, is that, okay, so then we had to volunteer to come down to the planet and forget everything. Forget that we are divine, that the divinity and God is within us. And And then we have all these experiences with all these other humans that are also asleep. And so we're all like bumping into each other and having these 3D human, sometimes they could be nightmares, right? Playing over and over again, like we're stuck on this karmic loop. We can't get off of it. It's because we've forgotten, right? And maybe what I'm saying to you will spark something and you'll start to remember, because we're here to wake up. We're here to wake up, right? So, and why I say that we're just like these amazing beings is because while we're having these karmic loops replay and maybe these painful human experiences replay over and over, and then we have to experience loss, such deep grief and loss here. Like it's some unbearable. And then we have to carry that around with us and still function. And then there's some people I know that not only do they carry unbearable grief and loss on their heart, they're still these amazing human beings that are so kind and loving. Sorry. Sorry. That just hit me like a ton of bricks. That stopped me dead in my track. That shut me up. Whoa. Yeah. There's so much I want to say, but I can't right now. I don't know if this is mine. I don't think it is. I did enough of this for myself, but I'm really connected to the collective, and I'm an empath times 100, and sometimes this is what happens, and I could feel the pain of humanity. And it's just overwhelming, and I don't know who's ever listening to this. If you are in pain, I mean, I can feel it. I can feel it. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you have to experience that, because I know what it's like. And grief and pain like that can be paralyzing, can be overwhelming. And what it also does is it numbs you. And sometimes I think that's the worst way to live. Sometimes I'd rather have the pain and the anger and feel that than just to completely be numbed. Like I lived most of my life like numb, because the pain is overwhelming. So what you do is you just close your heart and you become numb, and then you don't even live. That's not even living either. So I guess I'm gonna have to make another video about the cryon. That was sorry, but sometimes this happens, and I get like these strong messages just to share, and I don't even know where it's gonna take me, but I feel like this is an important message. it's really hard. I'm sorry. Sometimes when I tune in to the collective, it's just pain. And I can feel it. I don't think that I could continue. I can't talk. So I'm just gonna sit here with you, okay? Just for like another minute. I'm gonna just sit here with you, and I'm just gonna hold the space of understanding and empathy and compassion and love for you, for whoever you are that's tuning in and has had to go through some really traumatic, awful experiences in your lifetime, and you haven't processed it yet, and it's still really painful. I'm just gonna hold the space for you. And I'm gonna call upon the Divine Mothers for healing and for unconditional love right now, to come into your space and to hold you, to wrap their arms around you and to hold you up and to embrace you in the embrace of the mother, of the unconditional love of the mother. Mother Mary, Blessed Divine Mother Mary, and the Divine Compassionate Kuan Yin, and I'm calling upon Mary Magdalene, and the Divine Mother Isis, and Haumea, the Divine Mother of the goddesses here in Hawaii, and any other divine energies of the feminine goddess and of the mother of unconditional love. I call upon you to be with me and to be with anyone who is tuning in to my words or this transmission, and to be with them, to hold them up, to embrace them and to comfort them in your energy of divine love, compassion, and unconditional acceptance. Sorry if I have boogers running down my nose. I feel the light. I feel the lightness come. It's coming to my heart, and going to be okay. Before I end, I want to just ask Archangel Raphael, the divine healer, Archangel Michael, Saint Germain. I'm going to ask for cord cutting for myself, to any other being that I've attached to listening to this transmission. And you can also ask Archangel Michael to cut the cords for you, Saint Germain and the Tanzanite flame to transmute any energies that I've received that are not mine, to transmute them. And you can ask, I also ask for that transmutation for any other being that's listening. And any other divine angels or light beings that feel they could help anyone listening to this transmission, to be with them, to be at their side, to help them. Let's take 3 more deep breaths together if we can. This was a long video, and thanks for staying with me if you made it to the end. Whew, I think I'm gonna go jump in the ocean now and do some more clearing. So, namaste. The soul fire in me, I give to you. Aho. To learn more about my offerings, visit my website at igniteyoursoulfire.com. Please subscribe to my channel and comment below, my soul family. Thank you for being here on our precious planet Gaia at this time. Your light matters. You matter. You make a difference in the world by just being you. Ahuiho, until our hearts meet again. You are loved.